What was the moment you realized you had to grow up before you were supposed to? I was 16 when mom first left us alone for more than a day. She'd done overnight trips before, usually with whatever boyfriend was current, but never anything longer than 24 hours. This time was different. Dominic was only 9. That Friday in September, mom was packing a small duffel bag when I got home from school. She looked different. She dyed her hair red and was wearing a new dress I'd never seen before. Mom told me she needed me to watch Dominic for the weekend because Enrique was taking her to Atlantic City. When I asked when she'd be back, she said Sunday night or Monday morning at the latest, mentioning there was $60 in the kitchen drawer and plenty of food. Sunday came and went. No calls. Monday morning, I got Dominic ready for school, telling him mom would probably be back when we got home. She wasn't. By Wednesday, her phone was going straight to voicemail. The $60 was almost gone. I had to do something, so I called in sick to school and went to apply at the 24-hour diner 6 blocks from our apartment. The manager, Jennifer, hired me on the spot when I told her I was 18. I had my school ID, but she barely glanced at it. Jennifer asked if I could start that night, from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. I started that night, came home, made Dominic breakfast, walked him to school, slept until 3 p.m., picked him up, made dinner, helped with homework, put him to bed by 9, and left for work. Repeat. 2 weeks passed. The rent was due October 1st. I found mom's checkbook and practiced her signature for hours until I could forge it perfectly. I paid the rent, the electric bill, and bought groceries. I kept waiting for someone to question me, but nobody did. By the 3rd week, Dominic stopped asking when mom was coming back. He just asked if I'd be there when he got home from school. I always was. During a school pickup, Dominic's teacher asked where my mom was, concern evident in her eyes. I explained she was working double shifts and her boss was strict about phone use, making her hard to reach during the day. At the end of October, a woman from CPS showed up at our door. A neighbor had reported seeing Dominic alone too often. I had prepared for this. I told her my mom worked nights and slept days, and that I was helping out after school until she woke up. The woman looked around our apartment. It was clean. Dominic's homework was done. There was food in the fridge. She asked when my mother would be home. I said around 7, claiming she worked at hospital. The hospital was big enough that no one could easily verify this. When she said she needed to speak with my mother directly, I promised to have her call tomorrow. After she left, I called her office from a payphone using my mom voice and explained that my shifts had changed and I needed to reschedule. The case was marked for follow-up in 3 weeks. By then, I had a new plan. I signed Dominic up for soccer through the community center. Practice was 3 times a week, which gave me time to sleep or do my own homework. I was failing 2 classes but passing the others. At Thanksgiving, I splurged on a small turkey and made all the sides. Dominic and I ate watching cartoons. I told the neighbors mom was working a holiday shift at the hospital. They brought us leftover pie. In January, the school needed updated emergency contact forms. I forged mom's signature again. The apartment was freezing because I kept the heat low to save money. We slept in the same bed with extra blankets. I missed 30 days of school that winter, but managed to get makeup work done during soccer practices. On a Tuesday in mid-January, nearly 3 months after she'd left, I came home from grocery shopping to find mom sitting on our couch. She looked terrible, thin, with dark circles under her eyes. Her red hair had grown out, showing 3 inches of brown roots. I asked where she'd been. She said she and Enrique went to Florida and things got complicated. She didn't apologize. Didn't ask about Dominic. Just sat there, picking at her chipped nail polish. She mentioned needing to crash at our place for a while since she and Enrique broke up. That night, when I got ready to leave for my shift, mom noticed and asked where I was going. I told her I was going to work because I had bills to pay. She looked confused, like she couldn't understand why I would have a job. When I got home the next morning, I found her high on something, pills scattered on the coffee table. Dominic was still asleep, thankfully. For a week, she stayed in the apartment, alternating between sleeping, getting high, and complaining. She hadn't looked for a job, hadn't asked about school or how we'd survived without her. Then on a Friday, she packed her bag again, a different one this time, her old backpack from the closet. She announced that Martin was going to let her stay with him for a while and suggested we should come so we could be a family again. No, I said. She asked what I meant and reminded me she was my mother. I told her we weren't going anywhere. She called me ridiculous, saying I couldn't live here alone. I opened my wallet and showed her the money I'd saved. I explained we'd been alone for 3 months and were fine. She stared at me, finally seeing me. You're just a kid. Not anymore. When she left, she took the TV and my old laptop. She didn't take Dominic's soccer schedule from the fridge or ask for my work number. She didn't say goodbye. That was 2 years ago. Mom calls sometimes, usually when she needs money. I answer because Dominic still asks about her, but I never give her our address and I'll never again believe her when she says she's coming back in just a few days.